10 years ago, after the gate that connected the real world with the monster world opened and the dungeons appeared, some of the ordinary and common people received the powers to hunt monsters beyond the gate within the dungeons, and they became known as the hunters. And that is the premise of the Korean web novel Solo Leveling. This is essentially a type of isekai web novel where the characters can come back from the other world. And in some cases, the inhabitants from the other world can even pass through to Earth. You can think of it as the Japanese anime Gate, just with a Chad protagonist. Speaking of the protagonist, he is also one of the hunters, although the weakest one. He is a generic underdog whose livelihood is in dire straits. After his father went missing, he is the only breadwinner of his family. He has a mother who is hospitalized with terminal illness and a sister who is still studying in school. So even though he can die at any moment, the protagonist has no choice but to continue working as a hunter. Of course, life wouldn't let him be with just that. On one of the missions in these so-called dungeons, the protagonist and his team encounter a rare incident where they come face to face with an enemy they have no chance of winning. This is where the plot armor kicks in. The protagonist manages to survive and gains the ability to level up with seemingly no limits. And so begins the rise of an underdog from the weakest hunter to the strongest of them all. As he gains strength at an incredible pace, the protagonist goes through an almost 180-degree change, both in terms of personality and appearance. He is no longer a short, average-looking loser. He has become a tall, handsome man with piercing eyes and a mysterious aura. I mean, he goes from this to this to this in a matter of months. After acquiring his job, the protagonist becomes pretty overpowered. He essentially turns into a one-man army. He becomes so powerful in such a short time that it takes away all the tension and excitement from the story. He becomes able to practically solo a dungeon by himself. Personality-wise, the protagonist is pretty generic. He is no different from any other protagonist we see in most Korean web novels. He is a no-nonsense man who means business and wants to be rich. He cares very little about others except for his family and friends. However, he does come to care about the world as the story progresses. The side characters are nothing to speak of. They're just there as side characters. Nothing more, nothing less. Most of them are forgettable. They have little to no character development. So, yeah, character development is not exactly the focus of the story. The love interest just exists. There was a girl at the beginning who used to help and take care of the protagonist when he was just a powerless loser. But after becoming powerful, rich and handsome, he quickly forgot about her existence. Instead, we get a new love interest who is blonde and beautiful. There is little to no build-up in their relationship. The female protagonist becomes interested in the protagonist because of his unique smell, but there is never an indication that she actually loves him. And then one day, the protagonist takes her on a dragon ride and then on a sightseeing. And after that, they start dating. The end. I think it's fairly obvious that romance was never the main focus of the story. So I guess that's okay. The antagonists are, well, bad people who want to end the world. There is nothing special about them. They exist to make the protagonist more powerful and to look cool. Also, most of them are just cannon fodders. There is no world building. The story is set in modern Earth, so God did most of that work, and the author didn't really have to work in that area that much. There is, however, a sufficient amount of mystery surrounding the gate, the dungeons, and the world beyond them. The plot is fairly straightforward. Kill the monsters, level up, become stronger, become rich, get the girl, uncover the mystery, and save the world. And that's it. I first read the web novel Solo Leveling way back in 2019 when it was being translated by a fan translator. I've reread it many times after that as well, and I've also read the web novel version. And I must say, although it is quite the decent web novel to pass your time, it's quite not at the level people nowadays says it to be. I mean, it's probably one of the most overhyped web novel of them all, made famous by the god tier artwork of the Manhwa version. Don't misunderstand. I am not saying that it's a bad web novel. In fact, it's quite good. But there are web novels with even better plots and stories in the same genre. There's a video with a list of 10 Korean web novels on my channel. You can give them a try if you'd like. That's all for this review. If you like my work, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Stay safe and healthy till we meet in the next video. Thank you.